Hello and welcome to our Kingdom Conversations. We've been gone for a while through the summer, but we're back now that it is September, and we're excited. We are talking with Katherine Dike about what kind of king, and we'll tell you more about what that is in a moment. But Katherine is a member here at St. Luke, her and her family. She's been here for about 10 years, and Katherine, it's great to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me to chat with you guys.
Absolutely. If you know Katherine, she is just a ray of sunshine and full of joy. And I'm sure that'll come through to all that are part of this. Also, we have Cheryl Barnhart. And Cheryl has been working closely with Katherine on this What Kind of King. Now, what is that? Well, What Kind of King is a musical that St. Luke is going to be hosting, a musical that was written, directed, starring along with some other people. Not directed. I'm sorry, not directed. But is really the work in many ways of Katherine. And St. Luke has the privilege of hosting this musical. That's going to be on Sunday, September 12th at Meridian Campus at 3 p.m. And as I mentioned, Cheryl's been working closely with Katherine to make this happen.
Katherine, I just wanted to tell you, I got a sneak peek at it and I love the musical, and but not everybody else has seen that sneak peek. So I want to ask you, what can you tell us about the musical? What will interest people? What will excite people?
So it's a one-act musical that tells the story of Jesus according to the 4 gospel accounts, and it's through the lens of humor. So I basically kind of wanted to show the next generation that there is a best friend they can have, someone that would, they leave them alone, take me instead, and just, that this is available to them. So I kind of wanted to speak the language of the next generation. And I like to find the jokes and things naturally. So I thought this was kind of a natural way for me to tell the story. And there's no better, in my opinion, there's no better message to put out to the world, and no better way to spend my time and all the effort than to talk about Jesus. So yeah, it's 42 minutes long. The music it's kind of like, I would describe it as Broadway rock, maybe. There are also some raps in there. I rap. It's pretty fun. And that's I think a good. Should I elaborate more? I don't know.
Oh, that's I think I've also seen a sneak peek of it, so I have a frame of reference. But I think for someone who hasn't or is just coming into this, that helps them understand it. I'm intrigued as you say it, and again, I've seen it as well as Cheryl. But you said through the lens of humor, and that's interesting. I guess I hadn't thought about that in the moment, but as you say it, I think back and yeah, that makes sense. And that's a powerful way to approach any story, any conversation, especially the story of Jesus and the narrative of Scripture. Somewhere I'd heard, maybe not the only things, but pain or hurt is something we can all relate to. But then humor is another one of those things we can all relate to it. Everyone loves something funny, something that makes you laugh, something that makes you smile, and that's an engaging way to approach anything, and a captivating way that people, you tell one joke or one funny thing and suddenly you got people's ears and minds.
Yeah,
I particularly enjoyed the variety of music, and Katherine, it's fast paced. It was really fun for me as the scenes changed quickly, figuring out what was being said when, and oh, I know that's that story, that's that, that was really cool.
Oh, thank you so much, Cheryl.
Yeah, it feels like a fast 42 minutes is what I would say.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's interesting to me, one of the things I was thinking about the whole time as I viewed it is the inspiration for it. Certainly the inspiration is the Gospels, as you said, and your relationship with Jesus, your being a follower of Jesus. That's, I'm sure, part of the inspiration. But yeah, what made you want to create this? How did that come to be?
Well, this project specifically, I guess I had heard multiple people talking about the youth at their churches aren't really attending Bible study anymore. And I kept hearing that. It was kind of like a common thing everywhere. So I was like, and when you get that feeling where you're like, oh my gosh, this is my job. I can do this. I felt that, and I was like, okay, well, here we go. Let's do it. This is my calling. So anyway, but I always knew I wanted to perform, and I was actually going to move to New York, but my family kind of dissuaded me, and they didn't want me to leave. So I said, fine, I'll stay, but I'm doing my own show. So that kind of morphed into the musical that it is now. It wasn't originally going to be a musical. It just kind of happened as it progressed. But yeah, and I always years before, I remember hearing like the best music you'd ever heard, and being like, this is awesome. Like, why couldn't this be about God? Like the most awesome being ever, like the creator, the author of life. That's cool. So you know what I mean? So I always felt like there was something missing that I wasn't seeing. And that is like, I think the music I wrote is good. A lot of people say it's good. So I just kind of wanted to give my best effort and make it about Jesus, because yeah, to me that's as cool as you can get.
Katherine, it's engaging. The music is engaging, the acting is engaging, and it looks like it was a lot of work. As I watched it, and the pieces and parts and how well it fits together, and tell me what that process was like, the work that went into it. How did you go about it?
Well, thanks, Cheryl. Well, I worked on it for about a year and a half, I'd say. So I think I originally started with writing, the first song I wrote was one called Burning Hearts. And it actually started as just a mind dump of creative things that were coming to me, like once at 3 a.m. or something. And then from there, I wrote a poem. And then, I don't know, I guess I kind of wanted to make it into I thought maybe a variety show. And then I thought maybe I don't know. And then we kind of pieced it together, and I would bring it to my teacher, Mark Ruhala, who was also the director in my voice lessons. And I would say, here's what I came up with. And he would give me some feedback on it. So he was a collaborator that way. And also the same with our musical director, Jeff English. He's on the keyboard. He helped flesh out, give his fingers on the keyboard are like, I don't know, they're like as good as you've ever heard. So so I would play it for him, and then he would say, oh no, we really needed to string this ending out or whatever, and I'd be like, okay. So yeah, it just kind of was everyone involved was made it what it is. And so
It's neat, just as you're saying this, how where you started was not where you ended, which is pretty obvious, but I think that's the truth for any creative endeavor. I'm amazed that a year and a half. We always joke that sometimes if we have to preach a sermon Thursday, Sunday, and Sunday again, that we're sick of it. But you've been sitting with this for a year and a half. That's incredible. And so that's wonderful. And I love the fact that too, just recognizing, even if you did the heavy lifting on this, no endeavor, especially creative endeavors, are ever solitary. Even if there's one kind of visionary behind it, it's a team effort. And I appreciate you recognizing that. Well, thanks for taking part of this conversation as we're talking about What Kind of King. Again, that's going to be at St. Luke, the first live performance, I believe, of it. And that will be September 12th at the Meridian campus at 3 p.m. This would be a great opportunity to not only for you to come, but for other people. Invite family, friends, neighbors. It would be a wonderful kind of family event, but also invitation to others. So Katherine, thanks for being with us. Cheryl, you as well. And
Thank you.
Thanks to everyone that was part of this Kingdom conversation.